In the spring of 1952, a horticulturist named Charles Hess released research findings that shocked the American nursery sector. He found that a basic tea brewed from the limbs of a widespread tree yielded rooting success rates that matched anything science had created in a laboratory. No patents were needed, no factories were required, just water and wood. Within 10 years, this discovery had quietly faded away. It was wiped from horticultural texts and substituted with products costing $20 a bottle that expire in months. We are told that modern plant propagation demands chemical accuracy and industry knowledge to work. But what if the recipe for endless plant growth is already flourishing along every riverbank, accessible to anyone with a jar and pruning shears? This is the suppressed technique that expanded forests for centuries before corporate horticulture decided you should buy it instead. Using willow branches to ignite life in cuttings is older than any written gardening guide. Medieval monastery gardens throughout Europe recorded the habit. Farmers observed something incredible. Cuttings situated near willow groves rooted more quickly and robustly than those placed elsewhere. The tree itself served as the evidence. If you break a willow branch and shove it into moist soil, it doesn't just survive. Within weeks, it erupts with roots without any intervention required. By the 1800s, nurserymen in Europe and North America were secretly utilizing willow extracts in their sheds. The technique appeared in Victorian gardening periodicals, shared among estate gardeners, and formed the unwritten expertise of commercial sellers. It functioned so consistently that the mechanism went unquestioned. The trees simply knew how to root and share that power with nearby plants. The scientific explanation for the folklore arrived in 1935 at the Boyce Thompson Institute in New York. Researchers Alfred Hitchcock and Percy Zimmerman isolated a molecule called indole-3-butyric acid, or IBA. When used on cuttings, it initiated root development with striking consistency. This molecule works by reprogramming stem cells, forcing them to transform into root initiation cells. It is a biochemical override that shifts the plant's entire growth path. A patent was filed that year and licensed to Merck & Company. Documentation labeled IBA as the most effective synthetic rooting agent ever found. However, there was a flaw in that story. IBA was not entirely synthetic. It appeared naturally in massive amounts in one specific tree family, the willows. The Salix genus generated IBA in young growing tips at levels far surpassing any other plant. The same trees that had rooted cuttings for ages were now chemically proven to be nature's rooting hormone factory. In 1952, Hess looked at the old method again using modern tools. He created willow diffusate, a water extract made by soaking twigs. His experiments proved that willow water significantly improved rooting success, particularly in difficult cuttings like fruit trees and roses. These results were published and debated at conferences. For a short time, it was recognized as a valid alternative to commercial goods. Then it vanished, not because it failed, but because the industry that had patented synthetic IBA could not make money from a tree. Willow branches hold two vital compounds working together. The first is IBA, the same molecule in every commercial powder. The second is salicylic acid, the foundation of aspirin. In plants, salicylic acid acts as a shield, triggering the immune system and slowing wound healing. When you take a cutting, the plant tries to seal the wound, blocking hormones. Salicylic acid keeps that path open long enough for IBA to work. Commercial powders provide IBA, but not the shield. Willow water offers both. It is a biologically optimized system where IBA starts growth and salicylic acid prevents rot. This leads to faster rooting and higher survival. It is the same biochemistry supporting a billion-dollar industry. The only difference is the origin. By the late 1930s, the horticultural industry faced a choice. Tell gardeners to use the free tree in every ditch or sell a synthetic version. They chose the sale. Merck held the patents and could control production and pricing. A nursery wanting rooting hormone had to buy it every season, building a subscription into the product. Conversely, willow water could not be patented. Anyone near a willow grove could make their own extract for free. The initial investment was a few willow whips, and the ongoing cost was zero. For chemical companies, this was an existential threat. A method that worked without a purchase was not profitable. The solution wasn't to disprove willow water, but to make it irrelevant. Through the 1940s and 50s, marketing framed synthetic hormones as modern and scientific. Brands like Hormone appeared everywhere, sending a subtle message. Professionals use chemicals, while amateurs use twigs. University programs and extension agents stopped recommending the Willow method. By the 1960s, it was erased from mainstream literature because it couldn't be sold. Today, the global rooting hormone market is worth $1.2 billion. Gardeners pay $20 for small bottles of powder that expire quickly. The business model relies on repeat buying. Meanwhile, willows still grow along riverbanks. A single tree pruned yearly can produce enough extract for thousands of plants. The industry has no reason to remind you of this. The suppression is structural invisibility, not active censorship. It is time to take back what was lost. The process is simple. Start by identifying the tree. Any species in the Salix genus works. Look for flexible branches or fuzzy catkins. The secret is the age of the wood. You need young energy, shoots from the current season with yellow or green bark. Older gray wood has much less IBA. Cut the shoots into 1-inch pieces and remove leaves. Fill a jar halfway with the pieces and pour boiling water over them to break cell walls. Seal the jar and steep for 24 hours. The water will look like pale amber tea. This is your rooting hormone. Strain the wood and keep the liquid in the fridge for up to 2 months. To use it, soak the base of your cuttings overnight in a small amount. Then plant as usual. It works on berries, roses, and shrubs. It performs exactly like synthetic products because it is the same product, just harvested with scissors instead of made in a lab. The disappearance of willow water wasn't out of malice. It was economics. A product with zero revenue cannot survive in an industry built on sales. But chemistry is honest. IBA is IBA. The only difference between the bottle and the branch is who gets the profit. You have a choice. Stay in the billion-dollar loop or walk to the river and break the cycle. The industry exists because we forgot what willows remembered. But the trees are still waiting. If this story changed how you look at the plants in your backyard, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. We are uncovering the history they tried to bury. Make the tea, plant the future. The next discovery will be revealed soon.